Welcome everybody to the World Center of Racing as we are getting ready to go 64 laps around the Daytona International Speedway. I'm Alan Bergen up here in the ABSN studio just south of St. Louis, and joining me tonight, a new name, a new face live here on ABSN. Want to welcome into the broadcast booth tonight Tyler Grenier. And Tyler, how's it going, buddy?
Doing great, Alan. Thank you so much for having me on tonight. I'm looking forward to this all week as far as a great show here on a lovely Tuesday night at Daytona.
Yeah, well, here it is, season 55, and we were talking off air. It is hard to believe that these guys have been here for 55 seasons. They typically run a fall and a spring season, and, Daytona, the World Center Racing at night, the fuel mileage, is going to be insane, as these guys are definitely going to be doing this on 3 pit stops here. And, right now we're in knee deep in qualifying, but you got some stats for us that you kind of want to go over.
Yeah, man. So couldn't help but look at the sheets right now. And first and foremost, we have a couple favorites that I think are going to be the front runners running tonight. First and foremost, you have your week 1 winner, Bolt Batrami, who was over at Echo Park. He took home the win. That was a strong effort from him. Then you got to look even further. Last season, Ryan Steele proceeded to win every super speedway race that they had, whether it was Daytona or Talladega, or if it was Echo Park. So he's going to be running up front, but you cannot and absolutely cannot leave out both the Jensens and your current championship leader, Bentley Glazer. He is currently dominating like he did last week at New Hampshire. So he's going to have a strong showing tonight. Should be an excellent race for us to see.
Yeah, definitely. A couple of names I'm, watching on the board here as we are in qualifying. Bob Beltrami has right now set the fastest lap of the qualifying with a 51.59. But Tyler, it's not where you start. It's about where you finish. And for me, I don't want to start on the first and second or not first row. I would have been at second row, where right now where Liam Irving is, and a little bit of background about Liam, Tyler. He used to be my broadcast partner when we worked over at Sim Racing Media, and now he has traded in the suit, the shirt and tie, for the fire suit. He's not having the season. He's starting to pick up the pace here, and he racked up a couple of top 10s. He's doing what he needs to do, staying out of trouble, not doing anything egregious. But we're going to go ahead without further ado and get on the track and see how these guys are getting around this racetrack.
So right now, Liam just went ahead and jumped onto the second place position. He's only sitting at 11 hundredths of a second behind 11 thousandths of a second behind Daryl Scott on the pole. But I'll be honest with you, being up in the top 4 is ideal for the start of this race. If there's any sticky situations that are going to happen early on, you do not want to be in the back and get caught up in something that had nothing to do with you. So I'm liking what I see right now for Liam. Still got a couple more laps coming in right now. I'm waiting to see who's coming out later in the qualifying session as well.
Well, just as you said, that 242 to Seattle Kraken himself, that is Scott Kukas there. And right now, he is coming down the back straightaway at a slow crawl. I mean, we're going to be under the lights here at the World Center of Racing. Scott Kukas picking up the pace. And Tyler, I know as a racer, you're one of those drivers that will start up high and work their way low by the time they get to the second lap. Not a characteristic. These guys are going to be so close in times. As Daryl Scott, once again, that he's always been on the pole the last couple of weeks. Can't seem to put a whole race together, but he will.
Honestly, at Daytona, you're talking this could be anybody's race. You can look back 2011 Daytona 500. Trevor Bayne managed to come out and win that race for Wood Brothers. There's anything can happen. As far as who could win this race. It could be coming down to the wire as far as fuel mileage, or it could even come down to, big wreck coming to the white flag. Anything can happen.
Right now, Scott Kukas is coming down the back straightaway for his first lap around the speedway. And this is his, I wouldn't say his first look at the speedway, but he's riding that high line next lap. He should be going down to the bottom of the speedway, the quickest way around. There he goes. He's going to dive to the bottom. First lap for Scott Cookis is going to be good enough for ninth quickest.
Now the trick is here, you don't want to be too low entering the corners, because if you get too low, you actually tear a lot of speed off when you go to level out the car. So as he comes out, we're going to see if he's going to hug that yellow line. Nope, he comes off just a little bit. So he's looking really good right now.
Exactly. Bob Beltrami is still in the third position right now. 52-11 is good enough for ninth on Scott Cookis' first lap. Lap number 2, he's hoping it'll be a whole lot better, as he's trying to get
really good.
Well, he's trying to get to Daryl Scott's 51.36. That's the time that you need to beat if you want to be on the pole.
Ooh. Dip below the yellow, just misses it.
It's going to be good enough for top 5, as he's going to qualify 6th. And it looks like Rob Haynes in a 199 truck. He's going to be waiting on pit road, and not sure why. If he's getting a quick drink or a quick run to the bathroom, because sometimes Mother Nature does call, and well, you don't want to be the cause of a bad a bad race because Mother Nature called and you didn't do your business before you went to the bathroom.
Definitely not. But Alan, it looks like he did put up a lap. His lap was a 52-1. I'm not really too sure what happened. I'm not sure if it looks like he stuck it to the high side the entire lap. And I'm just really confused. I'm trying to see what he did, but yeah, it's like he did a warm-up lap and then did not do a second one. Maybe it's kind of confusing there. But we'll see what he does tonight. Maybe it's a game plan we don't see.
Well, one name that I know we're definitely going to be looking at, who's, like you mentioned at the top of the show, dominated all season long, and that is the 36 truck of Bitly Glazer out of Old Guys Roll Racing. I know he's going to be one you're watching. One driver I'm going to be watching tonight, and that's going to be Chris Samard, as he's got Hank Hill riding along with him. Hank Hill only comes out for special races like this.
That's awesome.
When he sells propane and propane accessories.
Oh, for sure. No, I one of my definitely two trucks I'm gonna be watching tonight, but Bob Beltrami did throw a top 3 position up on the qualifying, so I'm really looking forward to see what he's gonna do tonight as well.
Well, here we are back to the action of qualifying. Keith Kalman, one of our 3 neighbors from the north, here in that 07 High Rock Vodka sponsored 07 Chevy Silverado on his opening lap, getting ready to come down to the back straightaway and trip the timing light when he gets to the stripe, and there he goes. Now, here's the thing, Tyler. Whenever I run Daytona, I don't start at the top. I'm immediately at the bottom. I'm already there. I don't know why. I think it just makes it. I feel like it makes me faster. But coming to get lap number 1 is Keith Kelman, and he's going to start his first lap, coming down to the super stretch.
Whenever I throw up a qualifying lap and a qualifying session here at Daytona, I always make sure I got to get that engine wound up as high as I can get. And as you come off the turns of this track, they have the hip to them. You go downhill, and I don't know if you can tell from the background there, looking at Keith Kelman on this lap, but that track has a high point coming out of those turns. And as it straightens out, you get a little bit of downhill going into the straightaways. If you can maintain that momentum, you can hold a lot of speed going into the lap. And you're talking, tenths, hundredths, sometimes thousandths of a difference here. So that could be, first, second, third, fifth, eighth. It's all about how you run these laps. And as Kelman, he's staying right here on the bottom like he should in his second lap. And we'll see what he's going to do. He's holding right towards the middle.
Yeah, lap number 1 was good enough for 10th with a 51.60. And that's the end of qualifying. We're going racing.
Yeah, he ran out of time. He just came out of the pits late. There was a lot of people who just simply didn't pit. I'm starting to think this is going to be a big brain plan here for a lot of these guys.
Absolutely. As we get ready to go racing here, let's go ahead and take a look at that starting grid. And on the pole here tonight is the 62 truck, Daryl Scott and Liam Erdrich to his outside. In row number 2, it is the Beltrami Salami sponsors number 14 of Bob Beltrami, Week 1 winner, and Jacob Jensen will start to his outside in that 64 team. Watson sponsor number 64. Row number 3 is where you'll find Scott Kukusin, the Taco Bell himself, Ayrton Tobin. Row number 4 is where you'll find St. Jensen and Julian Ricci. Row number 5, and rounding out your top 10 will be Dustin Burns, the Battle of the Alcohol Trucks, Dustin Burns and Keith Kelvin. Row number 6 is where you'll find Rob Haynes in the 199 truck and Bentley Glazer in that 36 on Old Guys Racing. Row number 7, season 54 champion Ryan Steele in the 15 truck of Todd Miles. Row number 8 is where you'll find David Weaver and Earl Weaver, the Battle of the Weavers. Row number 9 is where you'll find Matt Sisler and Hank Hill himself in the Strickland Propane number 77, Chris Lamar. And that will round out your 18 truck starting field as we are getting ready to rock and rumble here at the World Center of Racing. Tyler, you're getting ready to make your maiden here on ABSN, and these guys are getting ready to make their pace lap around the World Center of Racing. 65 laps on the docket here tonight. Once again, it's not about where you start, it's about where you finish.
And I know you mentioned your friend Liam here, and I tell you what, he is in a perfect position to start this race on that outside line. I think that outside line is going to gather a lot of momentum on this start, and that he could very much so lead the first chunk of this race. These starts mean everything for these guys. Let's see how this goes coming out of the, as we come out of the backstretch.
Yeah, definitely. As we come down the backstretch at a slow 70 miles an hour, it seems like it takes forever. But, I kind of like Bob Beltrami's starting spot there, that second row, where I always feel like if you're running third or even fourth, maybe fifth, coming to the white flag, you're going to be in the catbird seat.
Oh, you can very easily make a move. Any mistakes are made shifting into these gears on this restart, you're jumping out to the front of the row. I'm curious to see how these lines combine and whether or not you'll see one big small line or if you're going to see an outside build momentum and finally try to take on the leader. But we will see. This could be anybody's race at the end of the day.
Well, race fans, as we get ready to go, we're going to do 3 things as the iRacing.com pace car peels off on the pit road. We're going to do it for Dale. We're going to be like Biff, and race fans, we're going to race like Rowdy. We are green flag racing here at Daytona.
That outside line's real tight as they come in 1 and 2. Looks like Liam's going to get a huge bit of momentum.
Yeah, Liam's getting a huge bit of momentum down to turn number 1 and 2. The outside working. And Tyler, we're going to play tug of war at 180 miles an hour all night long. They're going to drop to the bottom. And that's what you're going to see in this race here tonight. As the outside line, they're pretty much going to abandon the outside line as they get up through the to the gearbox there.
Yeah, the outside line going down the straightaway, especially if that top line dives in underneath after the restart, it's going to kill the momentum. As you see, I don't know if you can see, there's already a huge gap here between the 1 and the 7, but the momentum's coming. They're going to have to build a draft and work their way up. There's a lot of intense side drafting coming into the trioval here.
Yeah, the 07 to Keith Kelman back there and Julian Ricci. And it looks like David Beaver already losing touch with Bentley Glazer in that 36 truck. He's almost going to have to wait for a hole to open on the inside line. And if you're looking for a hole on that inside line, it can be detrimental to your race.
Nobody's going to give anything here at the beginning, especially as you see, we have a truck going for the lead right now. You have a truck on the outside. Ayrton Tobin trying to sneak around that 38 truck coming to the line. I don't think he's going to get enough momentum. There's nobody behind him to help him.
He needs a lot of help, and he's hoping that he can get clear of Liam Irving, and he's going to do so. Liam Irving going to make it not official at the line. Tobin, your new race leader, coming to the tri-oval.
No, it looks like Liam got that lap by 0.000. It is actually no time difference between those, but somehow Liam still takes the lap. It looks like that 77's finally come to help the 99. The 99. Who's that? Sorry, that's not the 77. That's the 07. My bad.
That's the 07 to Keith Kelvin. It's okay. And, Ayrton Tobin, got that sponsorship from Taco Bell. I don't think he's going to be needing a Diablo sauce here tonight. He's right now senior to junior with Liam Irving on the inside. Now here, all season long, Liam's been making the highlight reel for all the right or all the wrong reasons. But tonight, he's making the highlight reel for all the right reasons. As he is battling Tobin, Keith Kelman going to help out Ayrton Tobin. They're going to dive to the inside. That's going to put Liam back to third.
Now watch right here, Alan, as you see, as they tuck down, watch that high side just fall back. They have no momentum. They only have 3 trucks. They're going to sit where they at. But as they enter the turns, that give is going to slowly slow down. Let's see if anybody's going to jump behind them to help them get any momentum towards the front of the pack.
Just as you say that, we're going to go ahead and go to a wider shot right now. It's just Earl Weaver doing 199 truck of Rob Haynes. They're the only 2 trucks on the outside line. I don't think anybody's going to go up there and help them. I mean, they're trying to figure out what they need. Oh, Ayrton Tobin going to go to the outside line.
Oh, he's trying to pull that outside line up so that they can have somebody to fight with. But they only have 2 trucks out there. That's not going to get it done. They need somebody to come out and help them.
Yeah, 4 or 8 tires are not as good. They're on the outside line. It's almost like they're being held out to dry. Now what you're going to see is everybody's going to jump down to the inside line when they go for green flag pit stops here, which they're only going to get 15 to 20 laps of green flag racing before they go down pit road. And real quick, we're going to take a look at the weather while these guys are riding around here. It is a cool 75 degrees here at Daytona with a track temperature of 77. Humidity, and if you're in Florida in August, it's hot, and humidity 75%. Humidity is everything. 4-mile-an-hour wind under partly cloudy skies. So I imagine that pit stops tonight are probably going to be all fuel and no tires.
You never know at Daytona. Sometimes tires can make you weave through. It happens. You see it at Echo Park quite a bit, but it's nothing with the way these trucks draft. If you pit without a group of people, that could be the end of your race. You got to make sure you're pitting with a big group.
Right now, Keith Kelman and Ayrton Tobin. Keith Kelman having a great run here tonight. Bentley Glazer, though, setting the fastest lap of the race back here in 7th with a 49.91. And just as we said that, Earl Weaver's going to back that up on the outside.
That outside line, they're just those 2 trucks alone right now. Oh, as I say that, it looks like one of them just dipped in. The 199 truck just dipped in. It leaves the 46 completely all alone out on the high side. He's going to start losing positions. That's just not a good turnout for him.
No, right now, Earl Weaver falling back, losing wholesale positions, hoping that he can stop the bleeding. Right now, his only option is to fall to the back of the line and not lose touch with the draft. We are working lap 7, 6 laps in, and these guys are going to start thinking about pit stops. Who do you come down with? Who's going to be your teammate when you pull that proverbial parachute?
It's tough. The way these trucks are already running low on gas, they're going to start thinking, who's going to be the guy to pit? Who am I going to be able to sneak in and partner up with coming into pit lane?
Yeah, definitely is. I know you're down there, keeping your tab on the pulse there. I'm sure you're gonna let me know the minute they start radioing up and start, pitting now, pitting now, pitting now. We're gonna see pit road get a whole lot busier.
Right now, it looks like we're stable inside line. We're just everybody's holding. We could see some people in the mid pack start to actually lift and gas save just by a couple laps, if anything. Um, we've seen it in the Cup races this year. You've seen it, multiple times. Nobody's really making any moves right now.
Yeah, I believe this right now is where you're gonna start riding around, because you know that pit stop's coming right now. Ayrton Tobin is the proverbial fuel pig, as he's got Keith Kelvin all over him. And if you're Keith Kelvin and Ayrton Tobin, you guys are making some good laps here. This is the first time that we've seen Kelvin up near the front of the pack here at the Western States Racing League. Want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight on your phones, in your homes, wherever you may be watching. Go ahead, give us a like, share, and subscribe. We are on our way to 200 subscribers as we are working lap number 10, 9 laps in the history books to go.
Right now, we got two trucks that I think have just about lost the pace, and both Weavers are both of them. You just saw the Earl Weaver up there running the outside line. He stayed there and has lost the pack, but he's got another Weaver behind him who's going to hopefully connect with him to try to see if they can push each other back up. But at this point, that's kind of lost.
Yeah, Kristen Martin and Matt Sisler not taking the green flag. Don't know if they had connection issues or if they're just not doing their night's race, but hopefully we'll see them next Tuesday night at Darlington as we head to the Lady in Black here. So first night on the super speedway other than Echo Park at round 1, and Bob Beltrami would love to get a second win at a super speedway race, and right now he's sitting 10th.
It is just a stalemate. Nobody wants to even try to give, because if they don't have any help on the outside line, they're going to end up just like both the Weavers have right now. They're going to just lose that pack and have nothing else they can do. But yeah. We might be missing the Weavers might be doing a gas strategy we might not be seeing here.
Well, I know these guys are definitely starting to think about that fuel, and they're watching that gas gauge very closely. And now you're starting to see two distinct packs. As Bob Beltrami now losing touch with Daryl Scott, just ever so slightly. There's Daryl Scott. There's Bob Beltrami, definitely losing touch here. But back at the ramp, it's anybody's game. And right now, I want to shout out my boy Liam Irving, who's doing a phenomenal job there at the front of this pack and riding in third, making laps. As these guys are they're almost 15 laps, so I know they're over halfway down the fuel run.
No, right now it's anybody's race still. More importantly, it's been really clean to this point. I haven't seen anything crazy as far as contact. A lot of people just can't keep it off the apron. They keep tagging the apron, but nobody's gotten too squirrely. And it's been rather keeping it straight the whole 13 laps now as the 99 takes that lap.
Ayrton Tobin still out right here on lap number 13. And Julian Ritchie right behind them. Bentley Glazer, who you mentioned at the top of the show, has dominated all of the super speedway-esque races last year. And, he's your current point leader this year.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, Ryan Steele was the one dominating last year as far as the super speedways go, and Bentley Glazer has just been, he's about 32 points up on Ryan Steele on points right now. He's just trying to lengthen the gap. Right, as far as Ryan Steele goes, he's sitting back in 13th. He's just on the very, very back right now, and I think he's maybe playing a gas strategy as well, just trying to save fuel.
Yeah, definitely. Don't be trying to make moves here. We're getting ready to come to green flag pit stops, and it's going to be like a land rush when these guys come down pit road. And it's going to be interesting to see who comes down with who's cheating who, and who may be, maybe feeling a little left out when we come back onto the racing surface. But,
Alan, I'm getting word right now. It sounds like we had a lot of trucks coming down pit road, a lot of hands out the window. We're going to see some green flag pit stops as we see a lot of people checking up to the outside.
And here we go.
We got contact. The truck sideways on the front stretch. The 38 and the 7.
Oh, no, the 38. And that was Liam Irving.
Looks like they...
No harm, no foul?
It looks like the 38 may have tagged the wall a little bit, but just some, rubbing and contact coming in. No major damage to either truck. So just some tire wear.
They're all on pit road. Bentley Glazer, Shane Jensen, Jacob Jensen, Bob Beltrami, Scott Kukas, Todd Miles, Ryan Steele, I would imagine, will be your next group coming down pit road. Liam Murphy coming off pit road. We're going to keep it on that damage. Here we go. Here is some more pit stops happening. Oh, the 15 truck, Todd Miles, has to hit the abort button. And that might bring out a caution. We're going to stay green.
We're staying green.
Rob Haynes comes out in front of Ayrton Tobin. So it's 199 and the 99 truck. Julian Ritchie, I believe this is going to be a battle for the race lead, as they're going to come back around. Bentley Glazer coming off pit road now. It's going to be real interesting to see these guys and how they blend, because here comes the 199 and the 99 of Ayrton Tobin, who's
199 is about to... They're gonna sneak way out in front of these guys.
Oh, yeah.
They pit just a little bit early. I don't see the 36 getting up to speed. I don't know. He's got a pack behind him. I think the 36 may have gapped it too much. I think he's gonna get blown by this mini pack of the 14.
Well, right now, they're Julian Ritchie and Rob Haynes. Rob Haynes fell to the back of this little pack and let Ayrton Tobin start leading this. Now, I'm kind of shocked because now you got Bob Beltrami, Shane Jensen, and Jacob Jensen forming their own little pack, and Bentley Glazer is just a sitting duck.
It's not looking good for Glazer. He's going to have to throw a block. I don't know. It's going to get really scary here as the 14 with this 3-truck pack is going to start easily catching him. It's going to get really hairy here.
I would imagine that Bentley Glazer is going to go ahead and just let these guys truck on by. Or Bob Beltrami, they're all working it out to where they can just get behind Bentley Glazer, kind of like that.
Yep, they lifted. They lifted to let the 36 stay in front. That's a very interesting move. That's a whole lot of, letting it ride as far as I see it. Who knows? You still have that's a 4-truck pack. They're going to start pulling away, I think, from the 99 and the 1 here who pit a lap before.
Well, Bentley Glazer and Julian Ritchie, they got a small 3-truck battle going on, or 3-truck line. And they're slowly just eating into that interval. You can see the eyeball test from Jacob Jensen back to Ayrton Tobin. There's Ayrton Tobin, and here comes Jacob Jensen. Yeah, they're catching him.
They're catching him. This is gonna be. You're talking 7 trucks, and let's see if anybody makes a dive to the outside. As we have looks like a lap car coming up. Ryan Steele. I wonder what happened to him.
Probably a bad pit stop, but this is where the pit road. If you can't, this is where efficiency, getting on pit road, getting off pit road. This is where that matters. Now, as you say, right? Oh, Ayrton Tobin, he's going to the outside.
Here he goes.
Split the Jensens.
Oh, I don't know if that was good timing with that lap car there. He's just gonna side draft the 8 and try to fight for that spot.
Ryan's still gonna let this line go by, and he's gonna jump in behind Ayrton Tobin. That might be the help that Ayrton Tobin might need to propel himself back up to the lead. Right now, Bentley Glazer in that lead spot, and it's Shane Jensen. I believe he finished third a year ago. He side drafted the 99 truck.
They just made hard contact on each other right there.
Now it's a two-truck breakaway that's trying to happen with Bentley Glazer and Bob Beltrami. 36-14, 8 in Ayrton Tobin on the outside. He's stuck to the outside. Now you got Jacob Jensen catching up to Shane Jensen. I mean, this is going to be a tough ask for the 99 truck to get back to the inside line.
A 99, he is tugging on the side of that truck just to stay there. That 55, that 55 is the only reason why this 99 hasn't just gotten blown absolutely by. He's giving him just enough draft to stay on the outside. And the 14 and the 36 can't pull away because that's only a 2-car pack. There's a 3-car pack directly behind them that just keeps catching them. So the 99's gaining ground here. Ooh, as they make contact coming in at 3.
And right now, if Ryan Steele is in this lead pack and a caution should come out, as long as Ryan Steele's not in that race that crashed, then, well, he would be the lucky dogs.
Here we go. 99's got a huge run. He's going to inch out past the 8, clear him. And now he's fighting that 14 for second.
Bob Beltrami in the number 14 of Beltrami Salami. Number 14 hanging there in second. Ayrton Tobin, he's going to side draft the 14 truck as he's working the outside.
What I don't understand is why none of these guys are also jumping to the top side. It's clearly got the momentum. The 64 and the 1 could easily sneak in behind the 55.
Well, Bentley Glazer, he's playing the outside line and the inside line. Ayrton Tobin doing a little bit of side drafting with the 14 truck. Give Bob Beltrami the second position as Ayrton Tobin, he's going to make it official down the back straightaway.
36, is he going to try to block? He's not even going to give it a shot as the 55 is going to push the 99 out in front going into turn 3.
And look at the power move that Ayrton Tobin's pulling off in the sucker hole.
He just got absolutely left out to dry by the 55. I'm really not sure what they're doing out there. 55 is just going to, he pushed them all the way up, and now he's going to let them slide.
Oh, no, this is not what Ayrton Tobin needed. Ryan Steele going to the back of this line here. There he is. He's going to play his part. He knows this fifth round will be coming up rather sooner than later. And right now, the only driver on the racetrack would still, Ryan Steele would love to see a caution flag. Bentley Glazer, not so much.
So what I love right now is that pack knows that outside line can build enough momentum to pass the leader. It's a matter of where you time it. And the 64 and the 1 did not even budge. They did not budge one bit. Neither did the 199. They're all just sitting there on the bottom, and they're gonna wait this out and go to the next green flag pit stops just to be sure that they have, a good position with everybody else. Total mind game that I love.
Ayrton Tobin side drafted Bob Beltrami in that number 14 truck. And here comes Shane Jensen. The Jensens are working together. Bob Beltrami trying to go below the yellow line to get away from him. Trying to break up that side draft with the 99 truck of Ayrton Tobin. But meanwhile, Bentley Glazer still is watching this from behind in his rearview mirror and thinking, oh, good Lord. Want to thank everybody for tuning in here on your phones and your own, wherever you may be watching. Don, 5283, wants to know what happened with the 15 getting on pit road at the end of the first pit cycle. That's what seemed to put Steele left down. The 15 truck having issues. Todd Miles, was sideways coming down pit road and basically had to turn back around.
Oh, you saw when so the 55 was trying to enter the pit through the 15. 55 ended up locking up the brakes. That's why he's a lap down.
Gotcha.
He spun up into the wall and missed the pit.
Oh no, the
And had to
99
go
truck
around.
into the wall. Ryan still collected, and no caution yet. They're gonna try to get him fired up. Lap number 26,
No caution.
Ayrton Tobin. And let's go to an ABSN replay. He's gonna come on down pit road. That's gonna put a damper in his night. Ayrton Tobin.
How is it a caution?
Oh no. I believe it's because of a certain way that the truck was.
Yeah, on the apron.
Yeah, they were on the apron. So Ayrton Tobin's night just went from bad to absolutely worse. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Billy Glazer and Bob Beltrami separated.
It looks like the 8 just got loose and came up, tagged him, and caused a big chain reaction. 199's got a lot of damage. 55 is in rough shape. 99's got a bunch of damage. That's definitely it for a couple racers here.
Bentley Glazer still out front with 2/10 of a second over Bob Beltrami here on lap 27, 26 laps in the history book. Shane Jensen.
Now here I either see that 14 fighting for the lead, only because, I don't see why he would sit there for second, knowing that faster pack's going to come ahead and either steamroll by them, or they're going to play the same safe way and just sit there and make sure they're going to stay safe and not end up in a wreck.
Well, our outside pole sitter, Liam Irving, who started in the second position, down 7 spots, is currently battled all the way back up to 9th. But Scott Cook is right in front of him, right ahead of him, and Daryl Scott would be your pole sitter. He was also down 6 spots in the wrong direction. So these guys are definitely battling back and trying to get the best finish they can possibly get. One caution changes the whole race.
Ooh, we got a couple guys coming down pit road, Alan.
Daryl Scott, Dustin Burns. And
Ooh,
Daryl Scott,
and both
they're going to lock it up. They're both locking it up.
Both of them lock it up. It looks like they've got Daryl Scott was in the wall. He's got a slight bit of front end damage, but it doesn't look like it's anything too major. But wow, that was pretty hairy coming into the pits.
Earl Weaver on pit road, David Weaver on pit road, and John Deere Green.
Earl Weaver speeding into pit lane. He's got to have to drive through the pits.
Oh no, and that's going to be detrimental.
Oh, that's going to bring him almost a lap down, I think.
Right now, here we go. Bob Beltrami, Bentley Glazer, Keith Kelvin coming down pit road.
Here comes everybody. They're all coming down the pit road. Got one staying out.
Julian Ritchie coming down pit road. Also, Liam Irving coming down pit road. Todd Miles, he stays out. Dustin Burns, Scott Kukas going to take over the race lead here. Can these guys get off pit road?
Here comes the 14. It's going to be close. Nope. 36 has got it by a mile.
Bentley Glazer wins the race off pit road.
Now, Earl Weaver is a lap down now.
Liam Irving still on pit road, and he's finally going to get going.
He may have taken tires. I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure what happened to Liam there, but...
Oh, he missed his pit box.
Oh, no.
Oh, he overshot his pit box really hard. Oh, no.
Scott Kuka is going to come down pit road finally.
Yeah, he locked it up, missed the pit box, and then he was too far to the left and had to pivot. Oh, that's a big loss of time for him.
Well, there's your race leader. We're going to go ahead, step aside, take a commercial break. We're going to hear from Collateral Sports Damage. Collateral Damage Sports Network about their overlays. We're going to go side by side. You won't miss a thing here on ABSN. We'll be right back.
The Collateral Damage Sports Network overlays can take your broadcast to the next level. Whether you want to kick off the show with our all-new infographics or wrap it up with our Race Results 2.0 with podium and superlatives. In the race, dive in to see who got on and off pit road the fastest, and then use our head-to-head plug-in package to know exactly when your driver will catch the leader. For your onboard cameras, you've got to have the tower telemetry. Then for the rest of your broadcast, keep up with all the action with alerts for penalties, off-tracks, and other events, stage break grids, alternative leaderboards, special event plugins like the Indy 500 qualifying, and more to keep your audience plugged into your stream, whether it's rolling grids and podiums, performance breakdowns by car, club, class, and team, or even pulling your Sim Racer Hub standings automatically. Join these elite broadcast partners and find your next broadcast upgrade at collateraldamagesportsnetwork.com.
Welcome back to the World Center Racing here at Daytona. Alan Bergen and Tyler Grenier with you. Lap 32, Bob Beltrami, Bentley Glazer, all alone, and that's the way they like it. Jacob Jensen, Julian Ritchie here, and Rob Haynes, Scott Keith Feldman, and a host of other drivers with their own little pack. You know, Tyler, a couple that would bang caution flags never flown, and that's how Bentley Glazer and Bob Beltrami are now. Say, 5.5 seconds ahead of Jacob Jensen.
So, right now, as far as I see it, the 07 is your current lucky dog, but he is fighting the 46, who sits directly behind him for that lucky dog position in the event a yellow comes out. So, that they have a little mini race going on in the back of that pack, and I wouldn't be surprised if you saw the 46 start side drafting and slowing him down just to make sure he gets that position. They're going to start dogfighting. More importantly, I think that 36 and the 14 need to stick together to try to keep that gap as far away from that 64 as possible. It's, you're looking at 5 seconds coming across the finish line there, and 5.5 seconds. It should be slowly ticking down because you have a 3-car pack following them, or matter of fact, a 5-car pack.
What I'm going to be real interested in seeing is Bob Beltrami get win number 2 at a super speedway race. He did win the opening round, race number 1, on their debut here at ABSN. And how special would it be for Bob Beltrami? I don't want to invoke the broadcaster's jinx. And how cool would it be for Bob Beltrami to win on your debut here on ABSN?
Oh, whoa!
Oh, wow!
Whoa!
Billy Glazer going to jump, or Bob Beltrami rather, going to jump out as I say that in front of Bentley Glazer. That
just looked like a simple miscommunication, Alan. That was, I don't know whether he's going to go high or if I should stay low. You got a car without a fender right now as a lap car trying to just get out of the way, and I just think he did it way too late.
Yeah, and as a driver, how irritating is that when you got a lap car and you're trying to communicate, and he's looking in his mirror and he sees the 2 leaders coming at him, and he just literally does something way late.
And I just got word from race control, the 99 truck has to now serve a drive-through penalty for the blocking of the leader. That was a huge block, and that ended up giving the 14 the lead.
Bob Beltrami takes over the race lead. 30 laps to go here from Daytona. And 30 laps is a really long time. I always say 30. If you see 30 laps, you might as well just add 10 to it. But that's what it's going to feel like. But right now, there's a second pack. And it's kind of crazy that these guys they're basically in little packs right now. Daryl Scott, Liam Irving, that pack behind the 199 of Rob Haynes And I mean, I'm looking for a pathway here. 30 laps is call last if you're back here in this little pack, and we're gonna do something here. We're gonna go ahead and bring up that track map, and you can see all the little packs around the raceway here. So right now you got your 2 leaders and down the back straightaway. And then you got third place there, Julian Ritchie, starting to break away. That's 3 little packs on the back straightaway. And then you got your 14th place truck. He's just now coming down the back straightaway. So definitely a lot of little packs going on right now.
So the second pack was really catching the first pack until the 64 lifted and got out of the way, and now they've got this weird kind of split pack. They're not gaining on the leaders anymore, Alan.
No, and that's what's puzzling. Is one bad pit stop, and one bad pit stop, and it can bury you, and you don't want to be buried. Ayrton checking in, he's a little annoyed. He says it wasn't a block, that was a damaged truck on all tires running wide.
I completely get it. It looked like a miscommunication. It was a matter of like, we didn't know if he was gonna. I mean, if I was the leader, at least, if I'm the 36 truck looking at that, I don't know if he's gonna stay high or if he's gonna go low, go high. It was very, very hairy, and it puzzled me. But
you're in the booth.
Exactly. I saw it. It scared me. I was startled when I saw it. I thought we were gonna see a wreck there, with just the difference in speed.
As I believe Ayrton Tobin is back onto the racetrack now in the 99 truck after serving that penalty and also voicing his opinion or his displeasure, whichever one you may be focused on. But here we got the 15 truck, and that's Todd Miles, who's a lap down to your leaders. He's going to go ahead and just run in that 11th spot. He's right behind the leaders. He's the first truck a lap down should the caution come out. So once again, Tyler, we're gonna thank everybody for joining us here in the YouTube.com live chat. What do we want these guys to do?
Oh man, this second pack needs to lock in and just keep it straight. They need to start putting down some fast laps to catch to these leaders. And as I say that, the 199 just popped out of line and is dipping into third now. These guys are not. They need to stay straight and just get a lot of just go fast. If they don't catch this front pack, they're never going to get a shot to win. The 15 joining them definitely is not helping, as that now is a 3-truck pack against their 5-truck pack.
Yeah, there's the 15 truck of Todd Miles, 25 laps to go. Bob Beltrami is going to go to the outside. He's going to let Bentley Glazer possibly go by him on the inside. And says, you know what, Bentley, you go ahead and lead a lap or so.
I don't know. I think they're going to side draft here and fight it out. I don't see why the 14 would just give it up.
Pit stop?
It's got to be for pit stops, but...
To save fuel?
Well, you're right around pit stop window. You're not wrong, Alan. I think we're right. We might see them pulling into the pits.
I mean, I firmly believe that Bob Beltrami is a better pusher. Not so much a pushy, maybe.
As far as I've seen it, they've gained a second and a half since the 14 got in front.
Maybe the 36 is a better pusher and not a pushy.
I said that, and as I said that, they lost a whole second right there alone.
Oh, no. Well, meanwhile, as we check in on your third place driver, Jacob Jensen, who's got the 199 truck right behind him. Remember, if the caution should come out, that's going to change this whole entire race. I mean, so far, we're 24 laps to go. We've been clean and green so far. And no one other than us would love to see this field get bunched back up. And see if these guys have. I mean, that's the way this league race is. No caution, no stage breaks.
All right, Alan, as we're coming back around towards the 1 and 2, the leaders are about to come up on the 99.
Ooh, let's see what happens here. And
99 trying to stay low.
Yeah,
the 99, he's got damage. He was trying to keep that truck low.
And Don saying just a swap will cost him a second, but we'll see he's faster out front over the next few laps. You're not wrong.
I do think the leaders are pitting here this lap.
I believe you're right.
Here they come.
Go. Todd Miles is going to come down with the leaders too, and here comes that second group.
Darrell Scott has a black flag for some reason, but he's not one of the people who just came down pit road. He was previous. 14 pulls sharp into his spot. He's going to grab gas. Rob Haynes, his race is over. The 14 going to sneak in just behind the 36.
$22 laps to go, and this is your race lead from start. Scott Kukas, Liam Irving. Right now running 1-2. Bailey Blazer. This is going to be the race for the lead right here. As the 242 and 38 need to come down pit road one more time. So once again, Bob Beltrami right there along with Bailey Glazer, old guys dual racing. Now we're going to see the duel. This is the race that everybody didn't know they needed to see.
Oh, this is going to be a heads-up duel right here. It's going to come down to the wire. I'm not sure that I think they're still going to need one more pit stop, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't think they're going to get 20 laps of fuel on this current stop.
This is where you're hoping for a caution. In the next,
I think everybody's going to hope for a caution here.
I think everybody's gonna be a welcome sign for a caution for everybody. Bob Beltrami is right there in that second position. A tenth of a second behind your race leader, Bailey Glazer. I think we're going to see Bob Beltrami make a move. Liam Irving now coming off pit road. Bob Beltrami, Bailey Glazer just now coming through the trial with 28 laps to go. You know, I agree with Don here about that swap earlier in the race for costing him a second. However, you're not going to make that move, and Bob Beltrami's not going to be content with riding behind Bailey Glazer on the last lap.
So Julian Ritchie is in a pack with a lap car, who's the last car in the lead lap, and another lap car, who's the car behind Darrell Scott, and they're pushing their way up to the front. Julian's at 4.87 coming back to the front after that green, and I'm looking right now, and the live split says he's at 4.77. He's gaining a little bit of time every lap. If the 14 and the 36 can lock in and keep it straight, I don't think anybody's going to catch him. I think this is their race.
I 100% agree with you, and based off what you just told me, because they look pretty locked in right now. Back here on Julian Ritchie, this is probably the best battle on the racetrack. It's like they're running intercept for the one truck being a lap down, and it's like they're protecting the quarterback. 19 laps to go, coming to get 18 laps to go. This time by for Bailey Glazer.
It's almost like their new mission is to either A, get their lap back, and they got to stick together, or B, they're just trying to get that one car to the front, try to get him to win.
I mean, here's the thing too. In super speedway racing, and I'm sure you've seen this, your friends are your unlikely people, are going to be the most unlikely people that are going to help you. And this is the case with Joey and Richie and, you know, 62 of Daryl Scott and Todd Miles.
Daryl Scott's your pole sitter here, so you've got fast trucks. You've got Daryl Scott and Todd Miles. Todd Miles just didn't qualify, and but you've got the pole sitter leading it as you're pushing him. I think the one might have a chance here, giving it another 20 more laps. Hopefully that they all pit at the same time.
I'm sure Julie and Richie would be thrilled to be on the podium this week here at Daytona. Now, next week at 9:20 Central, 10:20 Eastern, we're headed to Darlington. The Lady in Black. We're gonna go. You know, that's a difficult track there. It's very high side dominant. There's not a lot of room for error. There's not a lot of room at all. Imagine being at Daytona and just able to run the high side. That's it. That's what Darlington is. You know, two distinct corners. Very difficult to get around. It's going to be hot. It's going to be slick. And for the broadcast, it's going to be a lot of fun. Drivers, not so much.
64 truck just went a lap down. He's going to join that second pack. I'm really curious to see what that does to that dynamic in that second pack. They've gained almost a second in a matter of about 4 laps. So if they can stick to it, and if this 64 truck joins this pack, you're talking, you have one more competitor here in this race. This race isn't a two-man fight anymore.
Yeah, just like you said there, Joey and Richie, you know, they're in third. Liam Irving trying to catch up to that second pack. And, I mean, it's only there. You can see the interval just dropped it steadily. 16 laps to go. I think they stand the hourglass. Unfortunately, you're starting to run out of Jacob Jensen there in the 64 truck, just ahead of these guys. And all night behind them.
Yep, 64, it looks like he may have some aero damage because he is just not have the same speed as any of the other guys. He just waited way too long to get into that pack. I was thinking he was going to join that 4-man show. But as I say, I mean, you're talking 3.834 seconds at the finish line, and you still got 14 more laps to go here, Alan. This is a 3-man race.
A 3-horse race for the race lead and possibly the race win. Now, just to that, I'm pretty certain we got pit stops still coming and forthcoming for these guys. And that's where it goes to getting on and off pit road efficiently.
Right now, I've got my radio on. I'm just listening to see if there's any teams going to come down pit road here within the next couple laps. Right now, it seems pretty calm. I don't hear anybody saying anything, but as soon as I hear word, I will definitely chime in.
Definitely Bentley Glazer, Bob Beltrami still the leaders. And it's only going to be a matter of time before Bentley Glazer and Bob Beltrami start throwing haymakers. 14 laps to go for these drivers here. Bentley Glazer, he can catch on Sunday nights with the Icon Cup Series. He gets those guys over there at 8 p.m. Central, or 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, over on HMS TV. And those guys do a phenomenal job over there with the Icon Cup Series. Took over just before halfway through the season. And, I mean, they got a lot of people tuning in every Saturday or Sunday night, but, you know, Bentley Glazer, you know, in that 36 Mountain Dew ride over there, but here's tonight. He's in that navy blue 36 with 13 laps to go, and he's just dominating the whole season so far.
Again, this is, I think the 14 to 36 have acknowledged that they need to lock in, and they're playing the team game right now. Even though there's, 1-2, they cannot, give any time up to that one in that 3-car pack behind them. But that 1 car is gaining. You're talking now almost 2 full seconds in a matter of about 8 laps.
13 laps to go, make it 12, 1 dozen. A dozen laps to go this time by. And some drivers come down pit road Jacob Jensen's going to come down pit road. That's pretty much going to end his night. As Liam Irving and Scott Kukas and Dustin Byrne, as Earl Weaver, going to go by them. They're out there in no man's land. I mean, this race is. Oh, you got more pit stops coming?
I'm hearing a lot of drivers talking about pit stops. 15 and the 1 are discussing whether or not they need a pit stop. The one's asking the 62 when he's pitting. Sounds like we might see a lot of trucks start diving down pit road, and I think it's vital the one pits with the 62.
Some drama going on. 11 laps to go here from Daytona. Who comes down with the leaders? And who does the gamble and tries to make it on fuel? Liam Irving, he's going to come down. He's betting that if he pits now, he's going to make it to the end. Bob Beltrami and Bentley Glazer certainly have to pit one more time. I mean, Liam Irving coming down to the pit stop, just need to have a better pit end lap this time by. He's going to slide right into his pit stall. He's going to get gas. He's on his way out. Pops the clutch, and he's down and away.
And these guys leaving the pits right now. Oh, that sounds like the 242 took tires by accident.
Oh, no.
So now that makes their 3-man pack only a 2-man pack. Those guys are going to be in really rough shape.
Here comes the leaders.
There he's a lap down.
Ten laps to go from Daytona, and 5 trucks on the lead lap. Now, that's all going to change. That's all going to change whenever Bentley Glazer and Bob Beltrami head down pit road, which is probably going to happen within the next couple laps.
I got my ears peeled waiting for him, but right now the 62 and the 1 are gaining. They are at, right now, last lap was 2.8 seconds. I think they had to go around a lap car, and that's the only reason why they only lost time there. But I got word the 1's pitting this time.
Oh, wow. Bentley
36 is pitting this time.
Bob Beltrami just separated from Bentley Glazer.
I think he's gonna fuel save. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why he's so far back.
I think I know what he's doing. 9 laps to go. He's gonna.
You think he's gonna go all the way without pitting?
Here he goes.
No, he's pitting right here. He just gave him a little bit of a gap. I don't know what to say. Oh, look at the brakes. Look at the brakes. Everybody in the second pack pit. That's huge for the 1.
9 laps to go. And Liam Irving came down and pitted. He is back on the lead lap. He's got to make it back around. Can he steal this race win from Bob
36
Beltrami?
is coming out of the pit.
I don't think it's going to work for him. Bob Beltrami.
The 14's out in front. Oh, my God. They're racing down pit lane. 14, he made up all that time. He just gave up right before the pits. And there's a car in front of the 36. It's David Weaver. He's the last car on the lead lap right now.
8 laps to go. Bob Beltrami is going to be stuck to that 36 car, or 36 truck like glue.
Ooh, I don't know. There's a big gap right now behind the 1 and the 62 and the 15. They lost track of each other. Those 3, they're not going to be able to get in line. The 36 trying to pass the 16 for the lap. He's going to hold him up. Here comes that 14. This is going to be interesting, Alan.
That may be what Bob Beltrami needs.
Oh.
8 laps to go.
16 isn't giving up right now. He's trying to slide in behind that 36.
I think they side draft.
They're side drafting down the front stretch into 3. This could be huge.
Who helps you more, though? Because I think Billy Glazer needs Bob Beltrami. Bob Beltrami going to slide in behind the 16. Bob may. Okay, there we go.
Oh, there he goes. I was wondering when he was going to do this.
It's all going to come down to the last few laps. Liam Irving out there in no man's land, but meanwhile back at the ranch, this is going to get real exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get cranked up to crazy here with 7 laps to go. And right now, between these two, there's more action at a Waffle House. There's more action here at a Waffle House at 3 a.m. And Tyler, I don't know if you've been to a Waffle House at 3 a.m. I certainly hope you have, but there's a lot of action that goes on at the Waffle House.
It seems like I almost think the 16 may have sped coming into pit road or sped coming down pit road at some point.
Ooh, yeah.
He got black flagged. I don't think it was for blocking. Oh, I think he sped coming out of pit road. Yeah, he sped coming out.
Well, half a dozen left. Half a dozen left. As they're getting ready to go by your season 54 champion, Ryan Steele. His night has gone completely sideways.
36 pulling as much draft as he can from him. Oh, the
Here comes
14!
Bubba Traube.
Here he comes! He's going to take the position and use the 55. That's an awesome pick. 55's not giving up. He's going to be a dog in this race. He's not going to let it happen. The 36 going to push him out of the way.
Bentley Glazer using the 55 truck to his advantage. Ayrton Tobin might be able to help Bob Beltrami. Bob Beltrami losing touch with Bentley Glazer. Side draft from the 99 truck. 4 laps to go. Bob Beltrami can still see Bentley Glazer in his windshield. Bentley Glazer hooked up with Ryan Steele. Ryan Steele multiple laps down. And this is not how this is going to end here tonight.
This truck is 2 laps down, helping him.
Insert the flux capacitor down the back straightaway. Goes Bentley Glazer. Bob Beltrami losing touch with Bentley Glazer. Glazer has just left Beltrami like a fat girl at the prom.
Beltrami's got a good run. He's not out of this. He's still there. Here he comes.
Here comes the one-man band. We're going to go on board with Beltrami. You can see that 36 truck getting bigger with 3 laps to go. He is there. Holy smokes.
Goes to the outside. No, he tucks right back in. He's not making that move just yet.
He's going to make it the last minute.
I'm curious if this 55 truck's going to get out of the way.
Bob Beltrami's going to have to get a 2-for-1 special on the final lap. He's there. I thought he was going to lose touch with Bentley Glazer. One last-ditch effort. Bob Beltrami putting the whip to the horse as they come down the back straightaway.
This may make this last move way harder for the 14.
If I'm the 14 truck, I'm waiting until the last lap. It's going to happen on the last corner.
Oh, but this changes the entire last lap because now you have this car as a draft. This is going to make it so that if you go to the outside, if you don't have that 55 there, that's going to make this last lap impossible. The 36 is just going to park himself behind that 55 and win this race.
Popsicle sticks in the air as they come down the back straightaway here on lap number 63. 2 laps left to go, 64 rather. 2 laps remaining here for Bentley Glazer. Bob Beltrami running second position right now. Doing everything. He's going to go to the outside. He's looking.
55 gives him the draft.
Oh! 55 going to go high. White flag is in the air. We're racing back to checkers.
They're side drafting. They're rubbing as they come down the front stretch. He's going into 3, and 36 has got a huge run.
It's going to be anybody's game. Who's going to go high? Bob Beltrami thinking about it. They got to split the lap car.
55, they're side drafting. The 55's giving as much as he
It's gonna
can.
be close.
Oh, the door they touch.
The hip check. Beltrami
They're
with the
going into
advantage.
four. They're going into 3 side by side with Beltrami. I think he's got this. That 55's right in his way, giving him plenty of draft. He's going to give him a push coming off of 4.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. They're gonna split.
It's Beltrami as they come across the line.
Beltrami wins the second super speedway race of the year. Bob Beltrami, Bentley Glazer, Julia Ritchie on the podium. I mean, nothing to hang your hat about there. Hard racing. And it's so fitting that, you know, Bob Beltrami wins on the debut night of WSRL, and then he wins on your debut night. This is a season full of firsts. Bob Beltrami with win number 2. Here's your podium and how they finished. Bob Beltrami edging out Bentley Glazer for the first position. P2 going to go to Bentley Glazer, hard fought P2. And Julian Ritchie going to come up third here tonight. And wow, what a final lap. Let's go ahead and slow this down. Here is the white flag lap as Bentley Glazer going to burn it or come down pit road. But here's that final lap here. And this is the move of the race. Right here, Bentley Glazer just, it's almost as you scripted it, Tyler, where Bentley Glazer was going to park himself behind Ryan Steele and pretty much secure himself to win.
Oh, that 55, he just stayed high. I think he fed the 14 some air the whole time to make it interesting. And oh man, that was a crazy finish. The 14, the 55 changed the entire race after 65 laps.
Oh my goodness. And have you ever?
Oh, never before. That was wild. As we got some trucks crashing into each other right now on the front stretch as you're looking through this replay.
Yeah, right now, here's how close this was. Bob Beltrami gets the race win.
Yeah, he got it by about a 10th and a half after the 55 kind of ducked out of the way and went low. He tucked in and got the high side and got the win.
As our top two are up here in the interview booth, and we're going to start getting ready to talk to these guys here as we're going to go and do that. And up into the broadcast booth first here tonight, and that's going to be Bob Beltrami, the man of the hour. Bob, it is Alan and Tyler up here in the ABSN booth. You win on the debut of WSRL with ABSN. I bring Tyler into the booth, and here you are pulling off win number 2.
Something about these super speedways, I don't know. What can I tell you? It's kind of getting lucky here so far this season, but everywhere else, I'm not pulling the same kind of luck. So I got to work on my short track program for sure.
Either that, or I just got to start bringing new people to the league.
That sounds good to me.
But take us through that battle with Bentley Glazer. I mean, you guys were racing super hard, and just take us through that battle and what was going through your mind as you had Bentley Glazer, and then you both see Ryan Steele.
Well, I mean, early on, once he and I broke from the pack on one of those pit stops, it was just a matter of foot to the floor and let's go until the last, little stint. And then he and I can fight for ourselves with, what's left over. And once Ryan got involved, I didn't quite know what to make of it because you could see Bentley get right up on his bumper and he was hauling. So I was really concerned that there was going to be nothing I could do. And somehow when Ryan and Bentley stayed low, I went up high and Ryan came up in front of me and gave me that draft and off we went. So that's really what makes the difference. So I have to credit Ryan Steele for that.
Yeah, definitely is. You go and then earlier on in the race, you both make contact with Ayrton Tobin. What was going through your mind as you seen Ayrton just right there in front of you guys? I don't think that was anything intentional, but at the end of the day, you guys are racing for a race lead, or a race win. What's going through your mind as you see Ayrton Tobin just pretty much as a sitting duck, and you guys are just closing in on him?
Uh, I wouldn't have thought much of it if it weren't for the earlier contact. I can appreciate side drafting and that kind of thing, and it's Daytona after all. At the same time, we were only, what, 23, 24 laps into a 65 lap race. So, there's a time and a place for that kind of hard racing. And so we sent him through the pit lane. We gave him a black flag to just to, let him know that that was a little bit beyond what we find acceptable. Unfortunately, then we had the issue with the two leaders, and that almost caused a caution, but we all pulled through that and off we went. So,
Well, look, man. Once again, congratulations on winning tonight. But before we get you out of here, who do you want to thank and who helped you get it done on that number 14 truck?
oh, I've got to thank my wife Trish for putting up with this hobby that I've been doing for 20 years, and not only supporting me but making sure that I got everything I need to have a good time. So,
Awesome job. Well, once again, congratulations on that race win. We're going to get you out of here and let you celebrate that with your team.
alrighty, thanks for the interview, guys. You guys have a good one.
Yep, and that was the voice of Bob Beltrami. Up next for you, my friend, we are going to let you go ahead and talk to Mr. Bentley Glazer,
Awesome.
and you have him up in the booth.
Bentley, we got you here today, my friend. Listen, P2, very strong effort from you tonight. You and the 14 put on a hell of a show. And, dude, first and foremost, come up a tenth and a half short. Let me get your thoughts on the last 5 laps of that race.
I knew I was in big trouble because Ryan was Bob's teammate. So I was trying to keep Ryan in front of me, but once Bob got that run, Ryan went up high, and there's nothing I could do really. So second place is all right.
Dude, as soon as I saw that 55, you locked in behind him and started pushing him to keep you out in front. That was a ballsy move. I thought you were going to leave the 55 out to dry, but I knew that wouldn't have been a good option for you. But more importantly, your pit strategy was on point tonight. Take me through some of those pit stops, man. Like what slowing down to get to that pit limiter, make sure you don't speed in and out of the pits. What made you do it tonight?
Practice. I make sure I practice those pit stops here, especially because we have to pit so many times with the short fuel tank.
Oh, dude, that short fuel tank was brutal tonight. You had a bunch of people who either A, just simply could not make it into the pits, B, uh, just could not slow down enough and got black flags left and right. You know, you took on the onslaught and were one of only 5 people on the lead lap, never mind somebody who led a majority of the laps tonight. You know, what made you have anybody you want to thank for your performance tonight? And somebody who, really drove you to get you here to this second place position?
Not really. I just want to do a shout out to Charlie Woods because his video card died, so he would have been out here. I might have had a teammate there at the end if Charlie was here, but his computer died.
Oh, that's brutal. That is really brutal to not have a teammate out there because of something like that, dude. I wish the best for him, more importantly. But dude, you are dominating this season. You're still wet plenty out in front of the 14 at the end of the day, or not just the 14. Um, you're out in front of Ryan Steele still by quite a bit. Um, Given your performance tonight, what are your thoughts moving into next week, going into our next race?
I hope it's not a restrictor plate race. I'm sick of these. I hate them. So I kind of lucked out here tonight, but I was really hoping to win, and I don't know.
Well, dude, I wish you the best of luck next week, my friend, and we'll get you out of here to celebrate your podium. Enjoy your night, and we'll hopefully see you next week.
Thank you very much.
And that was the voice of Bentley Glazer, who you can also catch Sunday night racing at Daytona in the Cup car over on HMS TV. Last but certainly not least, up into the broadcast booth is the man and the myth and the legend, Mr. Julian Ricci. Julian, a top 3 here tonight. What more could you needed out of that truck to possibly catch Bentley and Bob Beltrami?
I think we did everything correct tonight. I think, you can't always control how many lap cars you have. You can't always control how many cars you are in a group. But I think we did everything right. I aced all my pit stops, went as fast as I could, went pedal to metal all the way in. We just needed some more time to catch up to Bob and Bentley. But if they would have roughed each other up a little more, I think that's would have been the kicker.
Absolutely. And just, I've gotten the pleasure of racing with you, and this league is hard. It's a hard league to race in, and seeing you up here on the podium and
Get used to it.
Get used to it. He said, "Hey, here the last couple of weeks, and even the last couple of seasons, you've been coming on strong. But before we get you out of here tonight, who do you want to thank, and who helped you get it done on that one truck?"
Well, I just want to thank Todd on the 15 and the 62 of Darryl Scott. They were very cooperative. We did everything we could to catch up the leaders. We couldn't catch up to them completely, but we were still able to secure a third place finish. Finishing third again fills me up with so much confidence. I've been on a run this season. In Chicagoland, I took the lead off a pure pace that one time. And here, finishing third at Daytona, I definitely think I'm building momentum, and I think it'll only be a matter of time until we see number one finish number one once and for all.
Absolutely here. And once again, congratulations on that third place finish. And we'll see you next week at Darlington. You have a good rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you next Tuesday, hopefully.
You too, guys. Good night. Thank you, WSRL, and good night, everybody.
And that was the voice of Julian Ricci. Well, Tyler, before we get out of here, we got one more piece of business we got to take care of. And that is to go over those final results from tonight. As we heard from your top 3, Liam Irving going to bring it home 4th. Scott Cook is going to bring it home 5th. Daryl Scott going to bring it home 6th. 7th to go to Todd Miles. Jacob Jensen will finish 8th. Earl Weaver will finish 9th. And Dustin Burns will finish 10th. The rest of the field down to the bottom of your screen. Liam Bentley Glazer going to get a hard charger tonight. He's also going to lead the most laps. Bob Beltrami with the fastest lap of the race. Daryl Scott going to win the pole. 0 cautions, 10 lead changes amongst 5 different leaders. 65 laps at 161 miles. And Daytona International measures out to 2.48 miles. So, interesting fact there. Before we get out of here, Tyler, closing thoughts before we exit for the
Man,
night.
this was one hell of a show they put on tonight, and it was all strategy. It was pure pit strategy and whether or not you could get in and out of the pits faster than anybody else. I had a great time watching, and more importantly, thank you, Alan, for bringing me here tonight. And, I'm hoping to come back here next week, watch a great race at Darlington.
Absolutely. Well, for myself, Tyler, and as I close out every show this way, as you walk through the streets of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.